We actually fell in a big trap called subvention scheme.
Builder stopped paying EMIs, and the entire load of EMIs have been put on the home buyers.
Builders were asking the buyers to approach a particular bank. The entire money was being disbursed at the very initial juncture without there being any effective construction.
Unfortunately, the banks are not monitoring and violating the master circular.
मतलब 40 लाख का घर लिया था, 1 करोड़ के आसपास EMI और रेंट मेरी जांच की है और EMI में भी प्री EMI गई.
Your trust is not in that builder. Probably my trust is in that bank. But over the years now I realize no, bank is, they are only here to collect the money.
Hi, I'm Nitika Sethi, wife of Gautam Sethi, owner of this beautiful N489C in Supertech, Hillcrest, Hilltown, Gurgaon. We are from middle class family, so we always dreamed about like one sweet home. So, ठीक है, let's go for it. One day Gautam just came up, I got a call from a reputed builder.
My name is Gautam Sethi. I work in a private company. So way back in 2015, we were approached by builder Supertech directly to and they pitched in this property which was under subvention scheme.
We actually fell in a big trap called subvention scheme, in which we were supposed to pay at the time of possession. Till that time, the builder was supposed to pay the EMIs on our behalf to the bank.
Wherein they said that you have to pay 10% from your pocket, 90%, 10 rather. So 80% will be funded by bank, and then 10% again at the time of possession you will be given your property. And then you have to pay 10% from your pocket. Now what has happened is that we paid 10%, banker released 90% directly to the builder, and we were also promised that there will be no EMIs till the possession. So now what has happened is that builder stopped paying EMIs, and the entire load of EMIs have been put on the home buyers.
Initially, builder was showing a bit of positive sign, as if they were trying to put us in a trap. So after 1 or 2 EMIs, they stopped. We used to go to their office, sit there for hours. Unfortunately, I have to come empty-handed.
And that's where we are stuck. So we are now paying rent. We are bound to pay EMIs as per law, and the property is not there. Right now, where we are standing and we are discussing things, this floor is not mine. इसके ऊपर वाला एक फ्लोर है जो कि अभी तक बना ही नहीं है. That is in the air.
So these are the beautiful stairs. Okay, here we go. So this is the main door where I wanted to do Greh Pravesh 7 years back. So I think this is the house that you're looking, with no walls. This was supposed to be my drawing area and my kitchen. So it was basically a 3-bedroom hall set. My first drawing area, bedroom, second and third. This is my sweet home. It's been almost 10 years and we are still here with no house, no walls, nothing.
So it has impacted me financially and emotionally both. So there has been instances wherein I have been thrown out the notices from the bank सरफासी notice आया है मेरे पास, and you know I could not sleep. अगर आज भी बिल्डर डिसाइड करे तो उसको और 5 साल लगेंगे ये प्रोजेक्ट को पूरा बनाने में, अगर दिल से वो डिसाइड करता है तो. बट एज ऑफ नाउ देयर इज नो स्कोप.
We have gone through so many ups and downs in this last 10 years, and now when we think about buying a new house, it is not possible. Yes, we are cheated by the builder, by the bank who actually dispersed the entire loan to the builder.
See, this is the only property which I have purchased so far, correct? Now I have certain liabilities towards bank, so I cannot even enter into a different transactions because I don't know what is going to happen to this transaction. So I am practically homeless. I'll have to be on rent so far, correct? My age is catching up, correct? So I bought this property for around say 65 to 70 lakhs, and similar amount of rent I have already paid, and for next 10 years also I have to pay because I don't see property being constructed at this point in time. So it's a clear case of cheating and fraud.
Under the subvention scheme, after home buyers make an initial payment of 10 to 20%, banks are supposed to disburse the sanctioned loan amount directly to the builder in phases aligned with the construction progress. The builder is then responsible for paying the EMIs until possession is handed over to the buyer. However, in several cases, builders allegedly defaulted on their EMI obligations, breaching the terms of the tripartite agreement. Instead of pursuing the builders, banks reportedly began demanding EMI payments from the home buyers to cover the dues.
This case is more to do between the relationship of three parties, that is the home buyer, banks and builders. And it also tries to expose the nexus which certain banks and NBFCs were having with the builders, whereby builders were asking the buyers to approach a particular bank or particular branch of the bank or non-banking financial institutions to take loans. And when these loans were being taken, the entire money was being disbursed at the very initial juncture without there being any effective construction.
This ailment is much more in northern India, namely in NCR. If you go to Gurgaon, Noida and Greater Noida, most of the builders, there are a few exceptions though, are involved in this kind of collusion or transaction, which the Supreme Court had rightly found to be very, very collusive and very unfortunate.
Builder used to say that the money which you are taking from the bank, you will not have to service the loan pre-EMIs till the time I give you the possession. Those pre-EMIs and pre-EMIs will be paid by me. Now pre-EMIs means only the interest component, not the principal component. And he used to do it for some time. But after some time he stopped, or he went insolvent, or he abandoned the project. Thereafter banks were coming against the buyers.
So we have been penalized on both the ends. Now banker is behind us, our CBI is at stake, correct? Future loans, future liquidity, future finances are at stake. And at the end, you don't have the house. And other builder is not into picture. You have seen there is no construction going on, there is nobody from the builder. The property is not livable, we all have entered, there is no security, there is no basic arrangements. So how will you survive in this kind of ecosystem?
Now when we went into the depth of this situation, because builder had promised, banks were not objecting of the payments on the builders, everything was going well, but when situation collapsed, it was noticed that no such recital was there in the loan agreements. Only a back-end agreement was done with the buyer, to which banks were not privy. So banks were saying that since there is no privity of contract with me and others, hence whatever you have agreed with the builder, I am not bound by it. So for me, you are the one who is responsible and you will have to pay me the loan.
Observing what is termed an unholy nexus between banks and real estate developers, the Supreme Court of India in April 2025 directed the Central Bureau of Investigation to initiate a preliminary inquiry into the housing projects of Supertech Limited across the National Capital Region. By 30th July 2025, following the Supreme Court's directive, the Central Bureau of Investigation had launched a major crackdown. Raids have been carried out at 47 locations across NCR and 22 cases have been registered to investigate the alleged nexus. Petitions were filed by hundreds of aggrieved home buyers who alleged that despite significant construction delays and not receiving possession, banks were coercing them to pay EMIs, obligations that under the terms of the scheme were to be borne by the developers until handover.
Thereafter, when the buyers came to us, then we told them that the RBI had back in 2011-12 and from very starting has said that no such loans which are called under the definition of innovative loans, where subvention also falls, will be allowed, or banks are mandatorily directed not to proceed with such loans, and the loans are to be done with the stages of construction.
You must know there is a master circular of the Reserve Bank of India. It says the banks are supposed to monitor when the loans are granted. Unfortunately, the banks are not monitoring and violating the master circular.
A lot of duties were casted upon the banks. So here banks, without disregard, in absolute disregard of these duties, disburse these loans, and today instead of going is the builder who has defrauded the buyers, the banks were trying to put more pressure upon the buyers.
If a system of this repute comes to you, correct, you are ought to believe them, correct. So as a consumer, correct, I was not aware that this is not permitted. Now banker is signing the agreement, builder is signing the agreement. So in the entire ecosystem, the entire chain, the weakest party is the home buyer, and that is the reason probably the home buyer is suffering.
Banks are instituting cases against him in far off cities. So people who are living in Noida, their case and project is in Noida, the cases are being instituted in Kolkata, Jaipur and other cities by these banks, and you are burdening them with criminal liability under 138 as well. So when all these things came together, we put it to the court that this is the situation. Now the courts have to assist or help us, or these aggrieved home buyers, as to what is our relief, what is the wrong we have done. The only wrong which we seem to have done is to buy a house or dream of a house of our own. That is the entire case about.
If you recollect, in 2017 to 2019, when Amrapali proceedings were going on, the Supreme Court Justice Arun Mishra also made this observation. After the forensic auditors had shown how many thousands of crores were siphoned off the home buyers, namely 46,000 home buyers of Amrapali 16 projects, and how it has benefited the then promoters of Amrapali, the nationalized banks, and the Noida or Greater Noida authorities. Taking a leaf from that judgment, when Supertech case again came before the Supreme Court, Justice Suryakant's bench this time were forced to make the statement of the nexus between the three.
Now the entire matter has been given to the CBI to investigate as to how such a scam took place, and in my recollection or in my assessment, this will be the largest scam to ever unearth in India, because you see, even if there is one home buyer, he has taken a loan of 90 lakhs. Think about 50,000 home buyers across, or maybe more, maybe a lakh or 2 lakh home buyers across the country. Because this situation is there in Bangalore, this situation is there in Bombay, Pune, Noida, Gurgaon, across the country.
So even if you take only 3 projects of Unitake, which is 18,000, Amrapali, as I told you, 46,000, and Supertech 50 to 51,000, it itself will come to 1 lakh or so.
These home buyers continue to bear the financial burden of paying rent in addition to EMIs. Others, unable to afford both, accepted possession in incomplete projects, some lacking even basic amenities. In several instances, buyers either moved in out of sheer necessity or were allegedly coerced by developers to take possession under threat of penalty for non-acceptance.
It's not only that we have shifted over here, but due to Supertech pressure, what they have done, their sales team has called us and told that you have to take possession, otherwise there will be a financial penalty till the time you are not taking the possession. So due to that pressure, we have taken the handover.
Around 75 families have got possession, but it's around, I think, 25 families only who are staying, so not more than that.
We are actually facing major critical problems. So there are very frequent power outages, no backup, no security, no roads, living in a jungle-like situation here, and it's very painful. I'm bearing this from last 2.5 years.
And water is being supplied through tankers. No borewell, nothing. Okay, so these are and we are very much dependent on the nearby villages who supplies all this water and everything. So this kind of things are over here. So, and there is no power backup. The maintenance team is nothing, like atrocious, basically.
In this harsh summer, throughout the day, around 8 hours of power cuts, okay, because it's not a permanent connection, it is not even a residential connection. It's a commercial connection which is fixed here, and we are all at the mercy of God, it seems, okay, no one to help us, and the maintenance agency is also charging very hefty maintenance fees, and in return for that we are not getting any facilities.
Given a chance, we would like to move somewhere better, but we are stuck here. We don't have any other place where we can go, and as my friend said, that we cannot afford 2 houses, one rental and one own, and because we are having EMIs as well, so it's very difficult.
Whom do I advise to come and stay over here? But I cannot do that ways, because I cannot put a person's life in this kind of a hell, because they will be staying over here with their kids. We are bound to stay over here. Given a chance, we would have gone from here.
Beyond those affected by the subvention schemes, countless other home buyers continue to suffer due to long delayed projects and the alleged coercive practices of financial institutions.
I booked this flat in Ruddha Aquakasha in 2012. 25 लाख का लोन लिया इसके ऊपर हमने, और 2017 तक मैं इसके ऊपर 42 लाख रुपए दे चुका हूँ। टोटल 45 लाख का ये घर है, ओके। और 2017 तक भी जब कोई आसार नज़र नहीं आए घर मिलने के, तो हमने इनका जो लास्ट डिमांड आई थी वो नहीं दी हमने। फरवरी 2018 में हमने वो इनको केस फाइल कर दिया था, और वो केस आज तक चल रहा है। क्या होगा पता नहीं। मतलब 40 लाख का घर लिया था, 1 करोड़ के आसपास EMI और रेंट मेरी जा चुकी है, और EMI में भी प्री EMI गई है।
Fulfilling the necessities, fulfilling the EMIs, and paying to the banks, whatever little is left, you have to plan, or keep on adjusting ki okay, this year let's do this thing, let's postpone this purchase, we cannot go ahead right now. Like, just to point out one thing, like we postponed buying a car for around 7 years. Last year only my daughter cleared her 12th and she was supposed to go to college. She is a bright student and she is one of the top performers in India in SAT exams. She secured multiple admissions in international universities along with scholarships up to 30-35%. But still we cannot afford to send her out. So that hits you hard because your child prepared for it. So the moment we told her that finally, Riddhi, we tried everywhere, but it's not feasible, it's not happening. I know my child heart broke.
एक इंसिडेंट मैं आपको बताता हूँ। जब मैंने इनको पेमेंट करने के लिए मना किया था कि तो मैंने कहा ठीक है आप जब इसको फाइनल देंगे मैं तभी पेमेंट करूँगा आपको। तब मेरे पास बैंक से फ़ोन आया कि बिल्डर ने डिमांड रेज की हुई है, आप उनको पेमेंट क्यों नहीं कर रहे, आप हमें साइन करके दो ताकि हम बिल्डर को पेमेंट कर सकें, बिल्डर में तंग कर रहा है। तो मतलब बैंक को क्या मतलब बैठ गया कि वो मुझसे पेमेंट मांगे। अगर बिल्डर ने कोई डिमांड आई है तो मैं बैंक से अगर और पैसा मुझे अगर लेना है तो मैं बैंक से को अपने आप डिमांड कर सकूँ या अपनी जेब से दूंगा। बैंक ने क्यों बिल्डर की तरफ से मुझे फ़ोन कर दिया?
Your trust is not in that builder. Probably my trust is in that bank. That bank must have done something out there, must have checked the papers, the credibility and everything. That's why he's ready to say, okay, fine, in your project, I'll lend people so that your project can take off, right? But over the years, now I realize, no, they are only here to collect the money. I mean, it's so difficult to even reach out to them. The least you can, have a conversation with someone from the builder's part is the receptionist. You cannot even move across one single barrier.
मैंने आपको बताया कि मेरा एक घर मैंने अपने नाम पे लिया था, एक मेरे फादर ने लिया था। फादर के 2014 में डेथ हो गई। वेट करते करते वो भी चले गए और उसके बाद ये घर हमने मम्मी और मेरे बड़े भाई के नाम पे इसको बिल्डर से कह के ट्रांसफ़र करा दिया। कोविड पे मदर भी मेरी चली गई और तो दोनों बेचारे अपने घर का वेट करते करते चले गए, उनको घर नहीं मिला।
Just imagine every child, every time, every parent actually feel proud when their children, create something of their own. So for my husband, if he successfully bought a home or would have got the possession, as a parent, what they would have felt? Proud, happy. Every parent loves to see their children achieve those things. In our case, that boat is missed, thanks to the builders.
Beyond the long wait of their dream homes, some stretching over decades, many home buyers find themselves entangled in protracted legal battles, with cases dragging on for years, if not longer. But perhaps the most profound loss in this entire ordeal is the erosion of trust. For many, the emotional and financial toll has gone far beyond missed possession dates.
I don't think so. We have any faith in judiciary, in government, and builders though anyway are notorious and their reputation has always been across India like that.
I don't know what the court gonna decide, but we are shattered. No hopes. But after fighting so many cases for so many years, I don't think they will listen to our cries and howls. I don't think so.
आम आदमी की कोई वैल्यू नहीं है यहाँ पर। आज 8 साल से हमें फैसला नहीं मिला है और पता नहीं कब तक मिलेगा।
I remember that Sunny Deol's Tariq pe Tariq wala thing, that famous dialogue. So that's what you feel, and judiciary should take note of that.